Hey, everybody. Listen, welcome into the building. Happy Friday, people. Happy Friday. Listen, tonight's trending topics is, the train pulled out late. Let me back up a little bit. The train pulled out late because, anybody that got kids in the college, you know how when they call, you got to answer the call. And the kid was like, Mom, I want to come home this week. I'm like, So I went and picked them up. But I'm here and the train is pulling out. Tonight's trending topics is called, it's a simple one. Justice. Somebody put hashtag justice in the chat. Now, I told y'all way back when all of this first started, that this Diddy trial is going to be a circus. It's going to be a full-blown circus. Get your popcorn, your cotton candy, because everybody is going to come out swinging. When I say everybody, I mean everybody. The prosecution side is going to come throwing blows. Diddy's side is going to come throwing blows. And he got himself a new set of lawyers, because he's preparing to go before the courts and ask for bail for the third time. And see, I also told you that there were a lot of people on these streets running their mouth. Why would you sit and run your mouth? You saw this, you saw that, you knew this, you knew that, but you never told the authorities. You never went to the proper people. And the problem with this Diddy case is there's people that are telling the truth. There's people that are lying, and they're probably running neck to neck with the truth and the lies. And it's muddy in the waters. It's muddy in the waters so bad that they're going to mess around, and Sean Combs is going to walk right out of that jail cell and be found not guilty. If the people keep messing around. The other shocking thing to me, too, is that lawyers are willing to play with their reputation like that. I don't get it. Now listen, there's some people when they go to school, they don't even have, they could read it once, and they're A students, they the top of the class. I was not that girl. I had to read it again, study on the night, during the week, study on the weekends, ask the teacher questions or the professor questions, and do a little bit more. And sometimes I pass with an A, sometimes I barely pass, but I pass. And I say all of that to say that I worked extremely hard for my nursing degree. And there ain't no way I'm going to put my hard-working degree on the line, okay? The student loans I had to pay, no, I ain't playing like that. So it's shocking to me that some of these lawyers will get a client in their face and they're playing with their law degree. I mean, where they do that at? You that got that Gloria all red. And listen, I said respectfully, when we saw her press conference, go back to my video. I said, this is a mess. And I said it was time for her to pass the torch on to somebody else because she's slipping. She was showing her slip that whole press conference. It was a circus. She didn't see the video. Who takes on a client that claimed there's a video that has just that? A video is evidence. And you sitting at a press conference as a lawyer talking about, I ain't see it. I don't look at P. But if y'all see it, call me. What? And the client was there boo-hooing. Boo-hooing. I don't care if it's a civil or a criminal case. I'm not taking on a client who claimed there's a video and I didn't see it. Not doing it. Not doing it. Not with my law degree. Not when you got to go to undergrad, then law school, then you got to pass the bar, then you got to build up your reputation as a lawyer. Oh, I'm not putting my money on anybody. Anybody's not going to just walk in my office and say, can you represent me? I'm going to hear it out. I'm going to put all the evidence together. And I'll call you when I get a moment. When I say I'm about to do this, I'll call you when let me figure this out. I'm not that greedy for no fame, for my name to be in lights, and for you to know me. A lot of these lawyers, they're jumping on the bandwagon. They want to be famous too. Come on, they supposed to vet the people out. Come on now, Keisha. Yes, you are. Vet them people out. No, you know what? They are tapping at that bank. Listen, forget about the civil suits. This trial period is going to rob his bank account blind. Because he don't have a lawyer. He has lawyers. Oh, his bank account is taking a hit every month. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not paying out in the millions to lawyers every month. Millions. But you know what? Diddy say he fighting this thing to the bitter bone. He fighting it. And part of why he's probably fighting it, this is Diva talking, because he know that some other high-powered people was doing this thing with him, and he's like, no. We're going to fight this thing. We're going to fight this thing. And in my mind, I believe he started hiring the workers, the S workers, because he figured, how can I go wrong? This is your profession, and I'm hiring you to come through the door and do what I want you to do. Now you got some of the S workers claiming 2110. So we're going to see. Yeah, well, Gloria messed up this time. She slipped. She showed her slip because now her client. See, the thing is with technology. That's why I don't fool around with the technology like that too much. But see, I'm old school. I was born before all of this technology came to play, so I'm not married to it. Not married to it. I ain't in love with it. I don't really get down with it like that. I use it because I have to. I'll be downloading 55,000 apps. No. And after a while, you can send me but so many texts. I'm like, call me, because I can't be sitting here trying to No, call me. Let's talk this thing through. But the people, they be sending the texts, they be sending the DMs, and none of that goes away. So this Thalia Graves, she allegedly got in contact with the bodyguard that she said violated her. And she allegedly said to this bodyguard, my lawyers will leave your name out the lawsuit if you just help me get Diddy. Well, somebody sent me the memo. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? I got two people that violated me, allegedly. I'm going to contact one of the violators and tell that violator, I will keep you out of this if you help me get the other violator. What? How? Where they do that at? When she sat up in a press conference, boo-hooing, saying she's still traumatized, she cannot have relationships, that day was so painful for her, parts of her body still hurt, she thought about taking her own life. So all of those things she said out of her mouth. And so you call or you try to get in touch with one of the violators and left a phone number for the violator to call you so y'all both could get together and go after Diddy. And that's why you got Diddy's lawyers out here saying that these lawsuits are money grabs. Because people want to rewrite history to make it fit to the story they have in their head and then get some money. Now, if this man did something, get him on what he did. But you adding 2110 on it, it's messy. Come on, the dude showed the reporters that she was sending him emails and stuff on the live. Yes, it was DMs increased matters, but yes, he did. And the reporter said they did a fact check and they backed up the information and it went back to Thalia. See, that's the nonsense. And that's the type of nonsense that his lawyers are going to use and say, you see, we got one person lying. That's what they all doing. They all trying to get money. And it's interesting how a lot of them, and you know we own victim shame over here, so don't go there. A lot of them didn't make any reports. Then you got that Andrea English out here. Lawyer wants to drop her. And she's still telling all kind of salacious stories. Another one, an alleged money grab. She's messing it up, and these particular clients are messing it up. These accusers are messing it up for the people who got a real story to tell. We're going to talk about it, though. Because Big Joe said it wasn't me. And now, if you are connected and accused in a thing with Diddy, before you even get to see a courtroom, you're done. Because they have painted Diddy out to be a monster. So now if somebody come out with a story, it was Diddy and Diva. They did XYZ to me. I'm done. They're going to come shut down my YouTube. People going to be in the comments calling me all kind of names, and there would be no proof yet that I was anywhere near them, did anything, but they mentioned Diva. It's a wrap. It's not right. It's like a witch hunt. There's also an article out there with this alleged video that a lawyer says she saw spills up. Now, why didn't the lawyer call the cops? I keep telling y'all, this is messy. What kind of lawyer are you? You got a duty. She claims someone called her and told her they got to take with Diddy and somebody that's more high profile than Diddy. Well, Diddy's pretty high profile. I don't know who else it could be. But there are a lot of people that are they're afraid that they perhaps could have been filmed with Diddy, and now these tapes are just going to be floating around recklessly. And I would say this. If there's anybody out there who know that perhaps they and I'm not talking about anything criminal. It was a consensual thing that they did with Diddy. And they're afraid that a tape is going to come out or they're going to be seen or whatever. I'm going to say, have no shame in who you want to sleep with, because it's your business. Have no shame. So if there ever comes to be a time, people lose their power when you tell your own story. When you tell your own story, people lose their power. You got to take me doing something, I'm going to come out and say it first. So that way your tape won't be worth a dime. Unless somebody just want to see me doing whatever it is I do. Have no shame. It's shame and fear that stops people from a lot of things. It paralyzes people. Who you sleep with behind closed doors is your business. Who you like to sleep with is your business. Don't let nobody shame you for what you did or didn't do. Because they said this person is losing sleep, going crazy, thinking that, oh my God, this might get out. Tell your truth. And shame on the person out there that is shopping around trying to sell these tapes to the highest bidder. You just as dirty and nasty as allegedly what they're accusing Diddy of. I would not want said tape. I would not want to see said tape. And I don't want to out anybody who has not come out themselves and said anything. No, not my concern. The only concern is if there was truly underage people violated, or even people that was of age and did not consent, that's my concern. Let's deal with that. But to start putting out there's a tape of Diddy sleeping with XYZ person or this person or that person, and no criminal activity happened, that should not be shopped around and put out in the streets. It's messy. It's very messy. And again, the person trying to sell it, you're just as messy. And the person trying to buy it, you're messy too. Don't think you're above a Diddy if you're out there trying to circulate, sell out these people, extort from these people because it's messy and it's wrong. Send a memo out. Send a memo out to these people because it's wrong. And no one, it's like everybody's afraid just because you was at a white party. They're surfacing all of these innocent pictures of the people at the white party saying, oh, Al Sharpton was there, this one was there. Celebrities and money hang together. Celebrities and money hang together. Everybody wasn't so sinister at these parties. Some of them was clueless that he was doing other things. Some were not. But just because you was there shouldn't be guilty by association. So yes, tapes are being shopped around. And it's horrible. And I said it before on my channel too. Then I'm going to get into our next story that we're going to be talking about tonight. I said it before on my channel too. I said that this thing was going to be a circus. It was going to be messy. And that there were going to be people that was going to put 20 on 10. Let's move on. So we're going to talk about Big Joe tonight saying it wasn't me. And that he now can't even get a job. And his life is ruined. And he said him and his lawyers, they're going to file, a lawsuit. We'll wait to see when that comes out. Now, we talked about Kevin Hunter, Wendy Williams' ex-husband, right? Yeah, I see you in Chris Matt. That is true. You are correct. Yes. We talked about Wendy Williams' ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, and how greed is making him still come looking to tap Wendy Williams' bank account. The Bible says if a man don't work, he shouldn't eat. I don't know why people don't look back at life and say, you know what? I got over for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Great. I had a good run. Now I got to do something different. But this man is insisting upon still trying to tap into Wendy's bank account. Well, it might be a good silver lining into that. Because he's been fighting with the Guardian left and right, saying she ain't got jurisdiction in New Jersey. He don't know why she's trying to represent Wendy, because she's not allowed and she doesn't have the right to. He's been fighting the good fight in the court. He wants justice. And you know what? Hallelujah that Kevin Hunter did that. Why? Because now there's an open window. There's a crack in the door that Wendy Williams' son can file paperwork to become her guardian. He better race to them courts, because his father is fighting for that money and fighting against that guardian and saying she don't got no rights in New Jersey. Kevin Jr. has the right to go to the courts and file for guardianship of his mother. To God be the glory. I hope he does it, and I hope he gets it. Now, this family better wake up and step up. They got a crack in the door, and they better use that crack, put their foot up and bust that door wide open and get their family member back. Get Wendy. Because Wendy was doing much better when she was under the watch of her son. That son he loved his mother. He loved his mother. And ain't no family perfect. Mine ain't. I don't know a perfect family or a perfect person. But he loves his mother. And I hope he goes to the court and get guardianship of his mother. She belongs with her family. She belongs with somebody that loves her. She belongs with him. I hope he gets guardianship. And then our final story, because listen, the title is Justice, y'all. It's justice. Our final story, Tupac's family ain't letting up. They not letting up. They not letting up. The urban legend on the street was, and literally this was out there from the day Tupac was unalive. People were 10 toes down. Not 5, 10 toes down. 10 toes down. That Diddy has something to do with the unaliving of Tupac. And Keefy D, he's currently behind bars, facing charges on the unaliving of Tupac. And Keefy D, right now we haven't heard that Diddy has said anything in that jail cell about anybody. We ain't hearing no leaks, no rumors that he's telling on people, that he's diming people out. I didn't think he was going to last that long. I did not. No, I said, no, I'm going to give it a couple. I was giving it like 72 hours. And I thought they was going to have him in some medical facility or something like that. But he hanging in there. He hanging in there. So anyway, you know, Tupac, but Keefy D is struggling behind the bars. Because Keefy D is running his mouth, telling whatever he can, because he wants out. He wants to be out on bail awaiting his trial. And every time he come before that judge hit the gavel. Nope, no bail. Hit the gavel. Nope, go back to the cell. He crying about all his medical conditions, about how the people in the jail trying to off him. He done said everything. And that judge hit the gavel. Every time he come out, boop, you go back to your cell. So Keefy D said he been calling Diddy name the whole since they probably put him in handcuffs. He was like, Diddy did it, not me, Diddy. And they ain't listen to him. Well, now allegedly the feds are talking to everybody in Vegas, because remember the unaliving of Tupac happened in Vegas. Talking to everybody, the law enforcement in Vegas, to see if they can add some additional charges to Diddy and charge Diddy with the unaliving of Tupac. But I'm talking about this. Why? Because Tupac family now has hired a lawyer. They hired a lawyer. And they want this lawyer to investigate and see if there's any truth in the fact that Diddy has something to do with the unaliving of Tupac Shakur. So everywhere, every corner Diddy run to, he bumping into civil lawsuits, accusations, more things going. Diddy can't. I don't know how he's sleeping at night. They would have to have me highly sedated. I'd be like, no. As soon as I wake up, I'd be like, no, sedate me again. I couldn't do it. I'd be like, give me more medication, make me numb. Let me walk around like a zombie. Let me walk around like a zombie. Because even if it seems like if he could beat one charge, he got about 1,000 others he got to fight. So right now, Tupac family is like, no, we're gonna research this. We're gonna hire investigators and see. But out of Keefy D mouth, the only people that are currently still alive that can truly speak about the Tupac situation is Suge Knight. And Suge Knight behind bars saying he ain't saying a word. Keefy D and Diddy. Now, you think Diddy going to implicate himself? Because everybody involved, and even the person that allegedly was supposed to do it and got the money and this, that, and the other, is no longer here. The only people alive is Keefy D, Suge Knight, and Diddy. So this is going to be interesting. It really is. Well, listen, guys, it is time for me to bring the people in the building. And we got a lot of, because I pulled the train out late tonight, we got a lot of empty seats on the train. If you never came up before and you want to come up, hit the link, come in the building. But I'm about to bring the people on in the building. And I appreciate you, Tay-Tay, because I need I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Friday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about, and the title is Justice. Big Joe, okay, worked for Diddy at one time. He wants justice because he was named in a lawsuit, and he said it wasn't me, okay? Then we got Wendy Williams' son. He has an opportunity to get guardianship of Wendy. He better hurry up, bust that door open, and go get guardianship of his mother. And then we got Tupac's family saying they want justice, and they want to know if there's any truth to Diddy having a part in their family member, Tupac Shakur, not being here. Let me bring the people on in the building. Hey, Katrina.
Hey, Diva. Choo, 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 y'all.
Choo, choo, choo. Hey, Julius. All right, guys.
Hey, y'all. Hit the like button. I'll be back in the chat soon. Hurrah.
Come on now. All right. Hey, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to first tell this story of this bodyguard, Big Joe. Listen, at the end of the day, only people that really truly know the truth is going to be the people involved. We can only come to our conclusions based upon the information that is put before us. When I first heard Thalia Graves' story, and she accused Diddy and Big Joe of violating her, and she had the tears and everything else, she got me. She pulled at the heartstrings. Even though I didn't like the press conference that her and her lawyer did, like everybody said, I'm giving the victims the benefit of the doubt. But Big Joe came with some receipts. He came with some strong receipts. Okay, Precious Gems, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're always in the bushes, and I love you back. So Big Joe came with some receipts, right? And I will say this. I will put out a story, but if something come back that contradicts what I put out and say, I'm gonna roll with it, because I'm not here to tear anybody down. It's called trending topics, okay? So whatever's trending, we talk about. So now Big Joe came back out, and I don't want the noise to be low for his rebuttal. It was high when I thought like it was kind of shadiness going on, so I wanted to be high when he came with his rebuttal, okay? So let's get into this. Okay, Montreal Net. Okay, there's somebody that clicked on. I gotta, when I will make this announcement too. If you are not a regular on the panel and you come through, I gotta see your face, because I can't have people playing around and being crazy, so forth and so on. So let me get into this story. Hold on one second. So, got the wrong man. Ex-celebrity Bodyguard says he's been falsely accused of arming a woman with Diddy. Okay, so let's take a listen. Hold on. Too good to leave you now. I don't see her reaching out to him as a deal breaker. Most people who are in a position to testify against the guilty are also guilty of something. Crooks hang together and do crimes together. Too good to leave you now. My problem is she claimed that he violated her also. I'm not contacting my violator so that we can get together and get my other violator. I'm not doing that. And yes, Emmanuel, it's time for Gloria Allred to retire. Yeah, and I said that when we played the press conference too. That press conference was messy at best, but this right here makes it even messier. Are you vetting out your own client? Katrina, your thoughts?
Didn't the girl?
That is true. That is true. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Katrina.
Didn't the guys the girl that was dating? Didn't he say the only person he seen in the videos was that man and her, and not Diddy?
That's what her boyfriend allegedly said. But see, you know what, Katrina? Now I don't even believe the boyfriend, because this girl, the alleged boyfriend, right? Because this girl was doing too much. She clearly said in the text that if you help me get Diddy, we won't put your name in a lawsuit. So because he didn't help, now you put his name in a lawsuit. She's messy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. Especially if she say he raped her, and Diddy's supposed to grape her as well, but you need him to go against Diddy. Why? Because he didn't have money or something? I don't get that. If he was the one that violated you, why would you want him to testify for you if he caused you harm? That's ridiculous. That's sad. Because if anybody caused me harm, I'm not going to ask you to testify against another person. I'm going to get the both of you, and I won't be reaching out to you. So these people, like I said, these people with these lawsuits, they're not handling them right. You don't know who's lying, who's not, because I'm not finna reach out to my aggressor if he did something to me. I don't care who I'm going for. So I don't know if she's telling the truth. I'm not victim shaming or anything like that. But if he violated me, I want him to be right alongside Diddy. Why should I, leave him out? No, he did this to me. You said that he did this to you. So why are you not pressing charges against him? Until the man said he didn't want to do it, he don't know who you are and all that type of stuff. I don't know. This story is just crazy and crazier. It's just ridiculous. I don't even know what to believe, because these people be lying so much. You want to believe the women, but then the stuff that they come out doing is not adding up. It have you, circling in your head like, girl, did this really happen to you, or you just trying to get money? I don't know. Hopefully we'll know the truth later on, Diva. But these lines is very, very blurred. I don't know. I don't know what to say about these people. I don't know. I really don't know. It's crazy. It's really,
She,
really crazy.
she messy. She's messy at best. She's messy. And to me, even if she is telling the truth, she messed up her own case by doing that.
Yeah,
Because
especially you saying this man violated you and you knew that Puffy violated you, but you going to ask this man to help you testify against Puffy. So did this man ever touch you or anything like that? This man said he wasn't nowhere involved. And he said he had lost his wife. Your wife don't believe you. I don't
no,
know.
he did not say he lost his wife. He said he is single. He didn't say nothing about losing his wife. He said he lost jobs and money.
I
Yeah.
thought he had said he lost his wife as well. Well, anyway, regardless if he's single, whatever. I'm just saying this is a messy situation. This is just too messy. And if he wasn't there, I'm not saying he was. Why would Gloria file a lawsuit against him as well? But then again, she said she didn't even see the tape. So how you know this man was on this tape?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not getting it. And then you filing somebody let the evidence would speak for itself, but you never said you watched the tape. The same way when I said that somebody asked her was a celebrity, she said she can't say because she didn't watch the tape, but she said she don't think it was a celebrity. But how would you know that if you didn't watch the tape? This is crazy. These people have you. Oh, these people are crazy. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you, Katrina. Tay, you're up. I don't know if you're there, Tay. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
I want to know. I want to know who's guilty and who is not. Who's telling truth and who is not. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you, Tay. And Walter, you are correct. It is not cool to forcefully accuse someone of these horrible things. Sad. Sad is an understatement. Sad is an understatement. You're confused. And she asked him in that text. I don't know if you caught that. She asked him in the text, "Are you Big Joe?" If somebody violated me like that and I'm naming them in a lawsuit, I'm gonna recognize them on sight. Or else I would say in my lawsuit there was another person, I'm not sure who it was. I don't remember, but I know it was Diddy and somebody that perhaps worked for Diddy or was in the studio with Diddy that day.
And then again, Diva, she's seeing his Instagram. You don't know who this person is when you looking at the Instagram, and then you asking, "Are you that person?" But the man said you got my thing off Instagram. So if you got it off Instagram, obviously there's a picture of him there. So why are you asking?
She DM'd him in Instagram. These were Instagram DMs.
Yeah. So why are you asking? Is you Big Joe? If you're looking at him, you should know that's him. Like I said, it's getting crazy. It's just crazy.
It is very crazy. Julius, did I come to you already?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
He's telling the truth. He dug out the receipts.
Mm-hmm.
And his body language examined what reason I got the lie for. You want to see the receipts? You want to see how she asked me? And if people are guilty, they're gonna delete what they said. He showed what he said.
That is true.
He said, "Who the f are you?"
That is true. You good point, Julius. Come on now, talk.
Like you're on my Instagram, so you know I'm Big Joe. And given my experience, this is what everybody needs to realize. Now that we've seen the text exchange, and I'm glad that even though we jumped a little bit when this first came out, because I'm going to be honest, we all got PTSD with these lawsuits. But I can admit when I say not all people are telling the truth. And this lady who the ego-driven Gloria is representing, she's not telling the truth. And it said in her exchange to him, if you help us get Diddy, you won't be involved in these litigations. Oh, so you're gonna blackmail me to get what you want? No. No. And there was no video, no nothing. A person who was actually SA'd, even if it's decades later, they remember who did it to them. That memory doesn't fade. And them tears were just for show. It was a money grab. And when I seen that exchange that she sent about this lawsuit, that was her sending a blackmail warning. You help me with this, you won't be involved in the proceedings. That's a blackmail threat. Yeah. She's not a victim.
Thank you, Julius. Tony, you're up.
I'm sorry, Diva. Could you just do a quick recap for me? I just got in.
Well, remember the lawsuit, Gloria Allred client, Thalia Graves. She came out and said that Diddy and his bodyguard at the time violated her. I use the word violate. And so she said he violated her. So she named him. His name is Joseph Sherman. They call him Big Joe. But he came out and he showed receipts. One, Thalia trying to contact him and say, help me get Diddy and I won't name you in a lawsuit. And he also claims, he said he don't know that woman. He don't know her. He never did it. And as a result of her saying this, now he's losing jobs. He's losing business, all of that.
If this turns out to be true,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a big if, she should be sued.
Mm-hmm.
She should even be criminally prosecuted for perpetrating fraud upon the court, even if it's a civil court, because you're trying to implicate possibly an innocent man. I feel bad for Miss Allred because as an attorney, you want to believe your client.
Mm-hmm.
If Miss Allred has been played for a fool, I would advise her to terminate the client-attorney relationship. That's what would happen with the attorneys I have worked for over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm on the fence. But if these text messages are true and they're authenticated, then I am inclined to dismiss Thalia Graves and think no more of Joe Sherman. In all fairness to him,
Mm-hmm.
I would exonerate him because you're not supposed to be contacting the person who you claim victimized you. It goes against all reasoning and understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So if what I was hearing when I just came in is indeed true, I am very disturbed and perplexed by these new turn of events. This woman should be dealt with civilly and possibly criminally. That's all I have.
Thank you. Yeah, he showed receipts. He showed receipts of her contacting him, and then also I don't know why everybody I guess calls Gene Dill, speak to Gene Dill, but Gene Dill also did a video, I'm gonna say, on the Art of Dialogue where he seems to live, and said that she did try to contact him, asking him to contact Big Joe so that Big Joe would take down some video. And Big Joe said no video exists. And also they claimed that Big Joe had a pea company, and he said, I don't have no pea company. This is messy. I said it when that press conference happened that Gloria Allred, that press conference was a disaster and it was time for her to pass the torch. At best, even with us not knowing whether this information is true, not true, whatever, according to everything Big Joe said, Gloria Allred did not vet out her client like she should have.
Correct.
And one question I would have definitely asked my client: have you contacted Diddy since said situation happened? Because if so, they're gonna bring that
That's
up. Wait 1 second,
a lawyer asked.
1 second, Julius. Because the other side is going to ask or find out, oh, she been contacting Diddy, did this her? She contacted him 10 times, or she been contacting him XYZ times, right? So I would have asked her, have you contacted any of these people that you claim violated you, and did you go back around them after they violated you? Those are just basic questions you got to ask your client that you're about to represent.
That is correct.
So to find out that she was DMing this guy, messy. But according to what she wrote, her lawyers must have known she was doing it, because she said, me and my lawyers will leave you out of it if you help us get Diddy. This thing is messy. Go ahead, Julius. What was you trying to say?
I'm just saying that's the first thing a lawyer would ask. That's the first thing. Have you contacted him? If someone contacts me like, hey, are you Julius? You can't see by my picture. And people commented on my things. You obviously looked on my profile and read through my comments. Like, come on. It doesn't take that much critical thinking skills to put 2 and 2 together. Like I said, the girl was looking for money.
Yes. All right. So we're going to move on to our next story. Thank you, Julius. Thank you, everybody, for your comments on that. And the next story is Tupac's family. They want justice. They don't hire a lawyer. So let's get into this story. Hold on 1 second. Let me share screen.
New developments in the case of the hip-hop mogul who is facing RICO charges in New York. Sean P. Diddy Combs. Court TV has just confirmed that the family of Tupac Shakur is investigating a potential link between the murder of Tupac and Sean Diddy Combs. This coming from attorney Alex Spiro, who represents Tupac's family. Now, this investigation had been previously reported by unnamed sources, but earlier today, Spiro confirmed to our Court TV team that he and a team of investigators has been hired.
Sean Combs allegedly had business dealings with Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who will go on trial next March for the murder of Tupac. This was back in 1996. Some have speculated that Diddy ordered Tupac's death. That, of course, is just a theory at this point, and we are monitoring the developments in both the Tupac murder trial and the federal indictment of Sean Diddy Combs. So a lot of information to come on that one.
In the case that continues to roll on, let's bring in National Trial Attorney Michael Jafer just to talk about this new news of an investigative team that is been hired by Tupac's family. We don't have more details about what they found so far and exactly what avenues they are taking to do that, but what does that say to you? What do you think is happening, and how serious is this when someone hires an investigative team in a murder trial that's being handled by authorities, but this is a private entity requesting this?
Julia, I always say, landslides don't happen slowly, right? You'll be standing on the side of a mountain admiring its beauty and glamour, and then 1 second later, you're buried in mud, right? This does not shock me. This does not surprise me. I can promise you this is not the last thing that we find out about people investigating Diddy and what he's done. This is not the first. We know of an attorney now who represents hundreds of families who are suing him for, alleged, freak-offs and sexual misconduct. So what this tells me is that it's just a piling on. Pretty much people knew for decades what. We're going to start finding out things that people have speculated on for decades, and they're just going to pile on, because at the end of the day, how's he going to defend himself at this point? He's got a ton of money. He's got a ton of attorneys. But even if you have unlimited money and unlimited resources, if you are sued, by, 100 different people, 100 different times, 100 different theories, at the end of the day, you as a professional defendant operating from a jail cell, you cannot overcome that. You just can't do it. And people know that they can pile on. People who probably wanted to go after this guy just feared going after him because they feared the retribution. They feared that, they walk into an attorney's office, hey, I have this theory against Diddy. And the attorney would tell them, okay, do you have $1 million to pay me for me to waste my time, waste your money and go after him? No, I don't. Can you do it on contingency? No, I won't do it on contingency, because if I do it on contingency, he's going to spend millions of dollars to crush us, right? So that's exactly why these theories have been rebuffed. Right now, people now have, any attorney will jump up and say, yeah, I'll represent you. I'll sue Diddy. I'll be on the headlines. I'll sue Diddy for you tomorrow. Right? Yeah, I'll do it on contingency. At the end of the day, that's what's happening. You're going to see many, many more instances of people coming up with theories against Diddy. With respect to this specific one, you know, as a kid growing up, I loved Tupac, you know, and there was, you know, when we were in high school and Tupac died, everybody said, hey, Diddy did it, right? And it was kind of like, back then it was Puff Daddy, right? So a lot of people say that. I don't know if you know, you know, what the quality of this type of theory is, but, you know, hey, I'm going to be interested. I'm going to be glued to the TV to see what happened, you know, the connection between Diddy and Keefe D. Let's see. But at the end of the day, that's what's happening. It's a piling on.
Yeah, I mean, back in July, I think there was a report that Sean Diddy Combs had said, you know, any kind of connection here, this theory is absolutely ridiculous, absolutely false. So we'll have to see what comes of this. But I believe we have some sound we can play, Michael, and then we're going to get your reaction to it on the other side.
So it's Pharrell, you, Puffy, Zip, and a bunch of Southsiders. And what Puffy makes kind of an announcement.
Yeah, that was stupid as hell too, you know.
What did you actually hear? What was the words? The best you can remember what he says.
He said he'd give us anything for them dudes, you know.
Give us 5 names of people who would say, yeah, we heard Puffy say that.
You don't have to come from there. Al, Corey, Weed, Third Rock, all of them would tell you.
Now, this was before the arrest of Diddy, Michael, but what do you take from that? I mean, it's just everything, as you just mentioned, it just keeps piling on.
Yeah, this specific one, I'm very familiar with this exact case with this person. What you heard here was not credible, right? Even if it's true, it's just not credible. It's too old, it's too stale, it's not credible. What happens in that life is people will talk, and this Keefe D has proven himself to be the type of person who wants attention and talks a lot. And how do you get attention? The way you bring attention, if you're this type of a person, is you bring up the names of people who are much bigger than you. They say you punch up, you don't punch down. He's not going to get attention if he says, hey, my friend here, my neighbor was the person who was behind, him, and these are the 5 people that helped me kill Diddy. No, to kill Tupac. No, they'll say Diddy did it, all these other people. So at the end of the day, it's just not credible. I don't think this is going to go anywhere. People have hunted down the cause of the death of Tupac, and now they've focused on this Keefe D guy, but I don't think other people are going to be brought into it. I just think it's wrong.
All right, Mike. Well, thank you so much.
So there you have it. The family hired an attorney. They're determined to find out if there's any truth to the urban legend that Diddy has something to do with the unaliving of Tupac. Katrina, your thoughts?
My thoughts are, it's a truly sad situation when one of your family members is off and you don't know the reason why, or you don't know who done it, and you're not getting justice. So hopefully this family will get the answers they need and they can be at peace, because this guy was taken off this earth for what reason? What reason? It's sad. It's a sad situation. And I just pray that they can get the answers they need so they can finally let him rest and finally be done with it. And if Diddy has something to do with it, then he's in the right place where he is right now. And Keefe D's, he might well stop talking about he's sick and all that. Them folks is not going to let you out. They've been trying to solve this case ever since 1996. So you ran your mouth, and now you're sitting in jail. So you might well just wait it out or go to trial or whatsoever, because you did that for money, as the rest of them do. Come out trying to sell books and say this and say that. You did it for money, and now you locked up and you upset about it. Now you blaming Puff Daddy. So we can't believe what you say either, because we know that you're a known liar. So we don't know if you're lying about Puffy. We don't know what you're doing because you want to get out of jail. So just sit down there and eat your bread and bologna, your bologna sandwiches, your little milk, and your little graham crackers, and you'll be okay. But I do hope the family gets some solace on this, because it's been a long time coming. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. Julius, your thoughts?
Okay, now don't disrespect my bologna like that, cause I love me some bologna. I'm just playing. I truly hope that the family can get answers, so they as well can have some kind of peace or some kind of way to have some kind of comfort in that Tupac's spirit can continue to rest. And if those answers lead to charges being pinned on Diddy, okay then. If not, that's okay too. But it's still good to just hire an investigator to look into it. And so I think they're being smart about it. Instead of just taking his word for Bible, they're hiring an investigation team to just investigate it before any charges are filed. So I think that's a good thing. And I hope they get the answers that they seek.
Thank you, Julius. Tony, your thoughts?
Yes, Diva, sorry about that. This is another case of reasonable doubt. With that being said, I'm not going to give too much weight to the man that is currently going on trial next month. I just don't see it. People who know what happened have all gone silent.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we will ever get to the bottom of not just Tupac, but also Biggie Smalls. We're just not going to get to the bottom of it. People are not going to talk. Because even if you were, let's just say hypothetically, Sean was involved in either case, the fact is those individuals would probably get charged, and they know it. So they're not going to speak. They're just not going to put themselves in the limelight. The U.S. Attorney, Damian Williams, did say they were looking into the death of Tupac Shakur. So that's why I kept saying, well, more charges are coming. Because if they can connect the dots and make a solid case, Sean is going to be indicted on the death of Tupac Shakur. And so I don't think there's a strong enough case to make. I mean, I would like to see justice done in both cases, but I just don't see it because for me, I see reasonable doubt in the credibility of the so-called person who has the directive because he's not coming across very strong and very convincing. So as a juror of public opinion, looking just at the bare bones of this, I don't think there's a case there. But at least the family is trying, and now is the time to do it. So yes, I would go ahead, hire a lawyer, and see what you can find. But at the end of the day, I don't think nothing's going to come of it.
Yeah. Thank you, Tony. Hey, James, I'll address this one tomorrow because the daughter actually has been fighting for a few years now about her brother and this John Amos thing. We'll talk about it. And the reason why I'm really going to talk about that case is because there's a lot of families that end up fighting over money while the loved one is still alive and while the loved one is gone. We'll talk about that. Thank you for that. Tay, your thoughts on this?
This justice for Tupac and his family. This man been gone for 2 decades. When he was alive in 1996, September the 13th. Why? Because why you do that? Why? Because he's telling the truth in his lyrics? Because he's fabulous? You just didn't like him? That's why? And then you just shut him down. And then I like this man right here. I would Katrina about keeping enjoy the bologna sandwich and the milk and the blue pajama thing with your orange shoes right there. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Just before I move into the last story, I do want to do an update. Do y'all remember the story we talked about early in the summer, or maybe towards the tail end of the summer, where the cousins were all at grandma's house and the 8-year-old was unalived by her 12-year-old cousin? And the cousin allegedly cleaned her up,
Yeah.
put her back to sleep. Well,
Yeah.
the 12-year-old was charged with that unaliving. So we're going to have to stay close on that case. I'm going to just show y'all something really quickly, and then I'll roll into our last story. So hold on one second.
Hollingsworth and her 12-year-old cousin were staying with their grandmother in Humboldt for the summer when the victim's mother, Ramaya Smith, says this all started with an argument over an iPhone, but she never thought twice that her child would be killed.
My baby was 8. She didn't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she did nothing to deserve being killed.
Police say she and her mother lived here in Nashville. They say the two drove down to Humboldt, Tennessee to visit family when Demaria was killed Monday night. Investigators say they have surveillance video that shows Demaria's 12-year-old cousin using bed sheets to suffocate her while she was sleeping. They say the 12-year-old cleaned up Demaria and repositioned her body before she was found.
At the time, the two cousins shared a bunk bed.
I look at her sister and I gotta be strong for her. I can't be weak for her. Even though it hurt me real bad, because why my baby? Like, why her? You know what I'm saying?
The 12-year-old faces charges of first-degree murder. Family and friends say they're honoring and remembering a sweet and innocent soul.
So sad. I will keep everybody posted on that case. Yeah. 12 is crazy. And that she did all of that with the sheets while this girl was asleep and then cleaned up and repositioned her. It's a sad story. Crazy times that we're living in, crazy times. I'm going to roll into this last story. You know, I stay on Kevin Hunter's neck because I feel like he just did Wendy Williams so dirty. I mean, it's one thing to have a mistress. It's another thing to be using my money on your mistress. It's a whole nother thing when the mistress actually gets pregnant. And then when we get a divorce, it's a whole nother level of crazy that now I have to still give you my money because you was married to me. So this man has been fighting in court to still get some of Wendy Williams' money. But now, you know what? The fight might have indirectly helped Wendy because now there's a window of opening for her son to get guardianship over her. So let me share a screen so we can get into this story. So family takeover. Wendy Williams' son, Kevin Jr., could soon become her legal guardian after her ex demands her conservator be removed. Kevin Sr. has claimed his ex-wife's legal guardian defrauded a New Jersey court. So Wendy Williams' son, Kevin Jr., could soon become her guardian after her ex-husband demanded her guardian be removed from her legal cases. In court filings exclusively obtained by the U.S. Sun, Wendy's ex, Kevin Hunter Sr., petitioned a New Jersey divorce court to have the star New York court appointed guardian, Sabrina, removed from the hearings, as he has claimed she is not legally allowed to represent the star in the guardian state. And that is Sabrina right there. Wendy's guardian had 21 days to prove she was authorized to represent the former talk show host in New Jersey. Wendy's ex-husband said in his own papers filed last week that the star's guardian has committed fraud upon the court by falsely representing she is permitted to appear on Wendy's behalf in their New Jersey divorce case. So he is fighting her tooth and nail, and it seems like, you know what? He won a good win, but for Kevin Jr. Kevin Sr. argued that Wendy's New York court-appointed guardian intentionally and willfully misled the court by asserting on multiple occasions that she is permitted to represent Ms. Wendy Williams Hunter as her legal guardian. Now he added Wendy's married name back to it. They're messy. Now sources close to the case told the U.S. Sun that with a new chain of events in motion, Wendy's son, Kevin Jr., or another family member can start making moves to step in and take over the star's care. There is now a huge opportunity for Kevin Jr. and the family to make a step forward in Wendy's guardianship, an insider said. A Kevin Sr. filing is pointed to provisions about a guardian needing to file a petition for guardianship in another state, and that notice of position under this section shall be given in the same manner as a notice is required to be given in this state to those persons that would be entitled to notice if the petition were for the appointment of the guardian or issuance of a protective order in both the transferring state and this state. I mean, that's a lot saying there, but all that is pretty much saying is they have the opportunity, is a window of opportunity that they can step in as a family and take over guardianship of Wendy. On the court's own motion or upon request of the guardian or of the conservator or conservatee or other person required to be notified of the proceeding, the court shall hold a hearing on a petition filed pursuant to this section. A source close to the case said that means Kevin Jr. and Wendy's family should be notified about the guardian going for guardianship in New Jersey over the former daytime talk show host, right? So there should be notification. And as Sabrina can file for guardianship over Wendy in New Jersey, so can they. I hope they are awake and not sleeping on this opportunity. Wendy's ex then disclosed he will object to New York-based Sabrina being a guardian for the star in the Garden State, since he says she defrauded the court in representing the star in New Jersey in the first place. Kevin wishes to object to any appointment of Miss Sabrina to be appointed guardian based on her continuing to fraud on the court. She has already rendered herself ineligible for any appointment as guardian in the state of New Jersey because, one, her failure to disclose to the court that she is not and has not been appointed as a legal guardian of Wendy Williams Hunter in the state of New Jersey, Kevin wrote in the filing. He secondly brought a racketeering case in which Sabrina was named as a defendant. Kevin Sr. claimed the racketeering case should warrant Miss Sabrina being vigorously questioned about them and or make her ineligible to be considered a guardian in the state of New Jersey. Listen, guys, there is a window. This could be a win-win for Wendy and her family. I am happy about this because Kevin was getting on my nerves. I feel like he was just banging, trying to get money from Wendy. And even though he is, this fight that he's fighting may have helped Wendy and her family. Katrina, your thoughts? Katrina, are you there? All right. Julius, your thoughts?
Remove the guardian because she's missing. She hasn't been seen. Let's just face the facts. Wendy's not coming back on television. She's not doing that. So I think it is best for her to take care of her family.
Sorry about
Especially
that.
son, so that now it at least like her last remaining days can be a peaceful one. And also I feel that the guardian and Will Shelby, because he's in the mix as well, needs to be brought up on charges.
Thank you. Katrina, I'll backtrack to you.
Yeah. This is just weird. These people are just money hungry. These people are totally money hungry. And I know we want her son to be over her stuff, but we don't know will his dad get in his ear and funnel him money. They got a window to get into and get to help Wendy. Somebody need to help Wendy, and not that woman, Sabrina, whatever her name is, that's over her. Because y'all keep saying there's no money there. So what money is he trying to get? Are you trying to get every last cent from her? As we said the other day, get a job, man, and leave this woman money alone. It's ridiculous and it's sad. And yes, if her son do get over it, I hope he has the good intention of keeping it with his mom and not allow that man to get in his ear to give him money as well. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. I don't think there's much money left for him to get anyway, but I think, sometimes they say God works in mysterious ways. I
Mm-hmm.
think the nice thing is going to be that her family has the opportunity to become her guardian, and they need to hop on it. All right.
Very much so.
Yeah. So I'm going to move forward. Mr. Hobson, you're in the building. What are your thoughts on this?
Good evening, Diva. Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh my God. God be the glory. That's a nice little window, like you said. Like sometimes you think that all hope is gone, then you, like you said, it may be a crack in the window, but it's still a crack in the window. But the only thing is with this situation, because literally this morning I saw in the news that is great. I've always questioned Sabrina Morrissey. Like I don't know, just the energy around her. I don't know this woman from a can of paint, but just the energy around her just is weird, like suspect.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, Kelvin Sr., okay, it looks very admirable of what you're doing. But then on the flip side, you just also filed a lawsuit to have y'all divorce overturned. Yes, because apparently he's citing that Wendy allegedly didn't disclose all assets during their divorce proceedings. And apparently her best friend did what they call it? She sat down and she gave a deposition like maybe 2 years ago or so. When apparently she stayed with Wendy for the summer, and in the deposition she revealed that Wendy had about $50-something million. But apparently during the divorce settlement and those proceedings, there was allegedly only like 8 that could be traced and that she had, I guess, net in the bank. So it's like, okay, it seems like you're leading the charge on Sabrina. I ain't gonna lie, he's always been suspect of Sabrina Morrissey, talking about Kelvin Sr. So like I said, it looks admirable on the surface. But then, like I said, just today, you can look it up. Like you're filing a motion to have your divorce, which y'all been divorced now, 2 years, overturned because you're citing that assets were hidden and they weren't all disclosed during y'all divorce proceedings. I don't know. We gotta keep our eye on this one because y'all know Kevin, he's slick. He's a little slick as grease. Nah, gotta watch him. I hope the family does. I always said, like, why she was doing great with little Kevin when she was in Florida. Yes, her family really loves her, and I felt like they should have always been the guardian. That's why we gotta really pay attention, y'all, to the guardianship situation in our country, because you hear these stories like all the time, like with Britney Spears, and just let's talk about the people who are under conservatorship or guardianship that aren't celebrities or don't have money or the resources, just regular people like us that are, it's really, they say the guardianship system in the United States is really flawed and broken.
It really, really is. It's very sad. But you're right, we gotta keep an eye on him. But I hope they this window of opportunity, I hope they jump through it. Tony, your thoughts?
Well, Diva, I hate to say this, but based on your last comment about the window of opportunity that Kevin is opening up, sometimes you have to dance with the devil in order to get the prize.
That's facts.
So I wouldn't dance too close, but just close enough to, okay, we'll work together. We'll make sure that Kevin Jr. becomes the guardian. And after that, we're going to have to stop doing the tango. Because we know what's going to happen next. He's going to go through his son. But I, for one, never trusted this Sabrina Carpenter. I don't like her. And one way to prove that she's not fit to be a guardian and that she's perpetrated fraud is to, one, get Sabrina under oath to explain why Wendy's taxes weren't paid. 2, how much money has she withdrawn from the account? And if there's large sums of money withdrawn that she's not entitled to receive, where did it go?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're responsible for that money. You have to give an explanation. So if I was the attorney for Wendy's family, she's going to deal with these questions and a whole lot more.
Yeah.
So I think they can tip the tide in their favor. But the other lawsuit that Kevin has, which is the so-called, I don't know, 48 million, 58 million, whatever he claims that Wendy had.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that's going to materialize because during the divorce proceeding, Wendy had to hand over all of her financials from Wells Fargo Bank. So Kevin already saw what was already there. And you can't go based on hearsay. Someone saw her records, so now they tell Kevin. That doesn't work. It's hearsay. So the whole process will start all over again. Wells Fargo Bank will submit the same records it submitted before, plus the new current records showing what has happened to Wendy's money since. He's going to lose. That case is going to get dismissed. But hopefully, this is good news. The family can step in and get the guardianship away from Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah. Tay, your thoughts?
If I was Junior, I ain't give my dad nothing of my mom's money. I'm sorry, Diva, but I love you for the distance, Dad, because one, you hurt my mama and cheated on her and had a kid with that same mystery you had over those years. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna give you nothing. You might as well give you a JOB because I'm taking care of my mama while she's here on the earth. I'm gonna take care of her. You ain't getting nothing from me. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. And see, this is what all these people is a money grab. The other day I did this 6-year-old that claimed, he was at Diddy's white party way back when. See, everybody is doing the foolery now. Before we close out, let me share this story with you. I'm sick of these people. It's stupid at this point.
What's going on? In later years, Justin is now 31 and tells Inside Edition about taking that photo.
He put his arm around me in an uncomfortable way, close to areas that you shouldn't as a grown man.
He recalls what he saw at the party.
So I remember marijuana and topless women. That's the two main things that I remember.
So how'd he end up there? Well, his father, David Allen, was Diddy's photographer, snapping pictures of partygoers in the Hamptons. Justin's mom, Maya, was also there. She says the party was family-friendly at first, but then turned raunchy.
People were getting high. There were girls swimming topless, young-looking girls that were, not dressed. We moved to another part of the house so that he wouldn't be exposed to what was going on.
In later years, Justin is now 31 and tells Inside It.
Definition, but he put his arm around me in an uncomfortable way.
Did he assault you in any way?
When you say assault, I don't know the exact definition, but he put his arm around me in an uncomfortable way.
Did he assault him?
The kids have like an hour left. So get extra comfortable, but this thing turns into something that when y'all get older, y'all don't want to come to.
I think he's something.
The kids have like...
So everybody is now putting 20 on 10. That 6-year-old, now all of a sudden, you remember all that time ago that Diddy put his arm around you. I can't with these people. They doing too much now. They doing way too much. Yeah, this is too much. Yeah, it's a money grab. Now you're doing too much. He put his arm around you because your parents asked Diddy to take a picture. So he bent down, he put his arm around you. Get out of here. Miss me with the nonsense. And your parents shouldn't have stayed at the party, and they shouldn't have had you at that party. And it's a point blank in a period. Now, I ain't saying Diddy's innocent, but I am saying this is too much.
He needs to sue his parents. He needs to sue his parents because they the one that had him there. They the one told him to take the picture. So you need to be suing. I'm just saying you need to be suing your parents. Your parents. You talking about you took him to another part of the house that he wasn't exposed to. Why didn't you take him home? If the dad shooting the pictures and stuff, why you still had to be there? You didn't have to be there. You could have just went home.
This is stupid at this point. Now everybody going to tell their stupid story about Diddy. That
he put his arm around me in the wrong way, girl.
Yeah, it's too much. Hold on one second. T-Love, I did not yet, but I read about that and I'm getting more information on that. Did you speak on the judge being removed from Diddy's case? Someone sent me some really good information on this. Part of the information is that judge that was removed. When you have to apparently, I guess, before you get the job, you get the appointment to be a judge. You have questions that you have to answer. And this particular judge, that he's the same judge. I want to say, was he the same judge? No, he was not the same judge. The judge that denied Diddy's bail the second time, this is the judge that is being removed. He, when he answered his questions to get appointed, he said that if it ever came a time for me to make a decision and a decision that a court previously made, said no or whatever, he said that I would stand by that no. And that's pretty much what he did when it came time for the second bail hearing. Listen, this Diddy thing is a mess. I told you though it was going to be a whole circus. Get your popcorn, your cotton candy ready, because it's a circus. This 6-year-old, his mother Maya, it's a circus. It's a circus. They talking stupid. You saw all of that at the party and you just went to another room in the house. And when you went to the other room in the house, nothing was happening. Girl, miss me with the nonsense. You and your son, Justin, and whoever else y'all trying to say something on. It's ridiculous. And y'all not going to get a dime. But anyway, guys, listen. I appreciate y'all being here. Okay, it was late. I pulled the train out the building late, but y'all hung in there with me. If y'all did not hit that like button on the way in, hit the like button on the way out. I want to thank y'all for being here. I'm going away again on Sunday, and then I will be back next Wednesday night. But I'm going away on Sunday. I'll be back next Wednesday night. But in the meantime, we will have trending topics tomorrow. Okay, and then after that, I will see y'all on Wednesday. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Hit that like button.